As a bloke, you don't want to arrive early in the bedroom, hotel room, kitchen bench, spa bath, car, or wherever you are. But you do want to feel comfortable talking about a solution. Pilot.com.au, your online men's health navigator.
Sam Edmonds, welcome.
Hey, Jared, how are you? Geez, you've got it all covered this morning.
We've got a little bit of everything on the go.
Oh, Jess Fox was pure anguish, wasn't it? It took me a little bit back to Jane Saville in terms of the heartbreak.
Yeah.
Far different circumstances, of course, but the fact she had to watch everyone go before her as well built the tension to a degree where it was just so hard to watch, wasn't it? So I think Margaret touched on it there. The 5 years to get there, the pressure to get there, the expectation, all building down to that one moment with so many variables, and that's what makes the Olympics for better or for worse.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal. The Lance Franklin verdict last night. It is consistent, as Michael Christian had departed from his own edicts by issuing it as a 1-week suspension through careless. The mistake consistently this year has been to judge these actions as careless rather than intentional.
Yep.
If you had put that up last night as intentional, there's no way Lance Franklin can argue that.
There's no recourse.
way, and it stands as a 1-week suspension.
And I thought they had every right. You could argue it was intentional. The ball moving to the hand, the fact he's aware of where the player is the whole time. The mistake, as you say, was made in round 1 twice. And again in round 16, as you pointed out during the week. And once Michael Christian did grade it as a high hit, of course, but careless conduct, not intentional, medium impact was the avenue that Sydney had, and they took that avenue. So the medium was unlike all those other mirror images from earlier this year involving David Asprey on Plowman, Joe Danaher in the same round, Luke Shuey in round 16 as well with Callum Mills. All cop fines, all graded as low, not the medium like Franklin. So the tribunal really had nowhere to go last night. It was the ultimate tribunal cul-de-sac. They went around in circles. There was no way out of it. They deliberated for just under half an hour before overturning the ban. So they were not satisfied on the balance of probabilities, Jared, that the impact could be considered medium.
So this has to be addressed between seasons.
I'll put it on the list.
You cannot have players blatantly throwing elbows. So what happens is, if the first two, if Asprey gets suspended in round 1 and Joe Danaher does on the Saturday night, that's it.
And how's that not intentional? That's not even in play, David.
We don't see another elbow for the year.
Yeah. No, that's it. So whoever takes over from Steve Hocking, and they're going through the process at the moment, item, if it's not 1A, it's in the top couple of paragraphs anyway, fix up the elbows.
What about the crowd reality? So on 360 last night, we put up 3 visuals. One was 50,030 at the MCG Easter Monday, Hawthorn and Geelong, and it didn't cut it. We put the visual up of the essential full house for Dreamtime in Perth. Spectacular.
Looks good, doesn't it?
We put the visual up of 77,000 at Anzac Day at the MCG. More than acceptable for a grand final.
I think the general feel here, and we've spoken about this before, having spoken to people over the last couple of weeks and off the back of our 5th lockdown in 16 months ending at midnight last night, the general feel is 60,000. Legally, they can't move it as per the contract is the feel. If the MCG, and it is a massive if at the moment, can get itself to 60,000 capacity, and we know that's roughly the capacity of Optus Stadium as well. So after lockdown 4.0, Jared, if you run it through the calendar, it took us the better part of 7 weeks to go from 0 to 40% or 40,000 at the MCG. So we can have crowds back in round 22 at the earliest chance, and who knows what that'll be. It'll be a small amount potentially. That puts us 6 weeks out from the grand final slated for September 25. She's going to be super, super tight if you run a similar calendar through this one. So if it is alive, the MCG at the moment, it's hanging by a thread. It's probably down to its 9th and final life. But there will be some real pressure put on the government here when it comes to the major event space and what Melbourne's been made to endure here, and a major events calendar that's under siege. Are they willing to let another grand final go interstate? And Jack Rewalt's right, the contingency plan is in place for Perth. The accommodation's booked. That is the fallback option at the moment.
For Coach Nick, contact Coach Nick and you may just change your business forever. Got another one you'd like to lob? Or is that it for
No,
today?
I think that's it for now. We've got a fish in the line on another one, Jared, that we might come back to.
Pop in with me if that comes through as well. You'll be on Flip with Kane as the day unfolds, where the footy conversation really keeps going.